Hello and welcome to the channel. This is Steel City Knives. And this video is dedicated to one of the commenters. He asked for this video, Sean T. He's been a big supporter and he's a big guy in the community. He's always commenting on everybody's videos. And he asked for a comparison between these knives. So I'm not going to do a comparison, Sean, but I'm going to talk about them individually because I love all three of these. I love the history behind them and all the rest of them. And I could do a comparison with these. Right, now, I've given this a good going over, as you can see. And I love it, and I'm glad I've got one in the collection. I'll probably get another one, because this is like the basic one. But I just couldn't get on with it. Now, whether it's because it's not got a back spring, it probably is. It's probably this little tab here you need to hold on to. But I have tried to use it and carried it a few times. I need to tidy it up, to be honest. And it is a cool knife, and I'm glad I've got it in the collection. I'll probably never get rid of it, and it's dirt cheap, this model. But as an EDC, I tend not to carry it anymore. These two, I'd love to carry this one more, and I do love the construction of it. It's a bit more rounded than this one. It's a bit more nice in the hand. It's a bit thicker, I think. No, they're about the same. Oh no, it is slightly thicker. Everything's rounded. It's got this nice coat on it. And I want to get the black cat one, obviously, for the sort of historic reasons. But yeah, and I like this finger guard here. But it's just on that. This is like probably a bit over our UK legal limit for EDC, or on the line. So I don't feel that comfortable carrying it when this one is totally underneath it. Right, so it's underneath it. It's not totally underneath it, so it's utilising all that sort of blade length. But right, let's talk about the specs then, and talk about the knife just as it stands now, without going into the history. We will go into the history, we'll go into the dark history of it as well. But let's just talk about the sort of nuts and bolts of it. So essentially what you've got is a really simple knife that probably should be a lot more cheaper than what they're selling them at now. I know I bought this a lot cheaper a few years back, but so it's made up of four main parts. So four main parts being the blade, an internal back spring, this folded piece of metal here, and a bail, and then two rivets. So it's 6 parts in total. So you can't get more cheaper than that, can you? No tang stamp, but a blade etch, a very beautiful one that's slowly coming off on me, as you can see. This is stamped. And as you can see on the light there, there's your, this is the Malaysian, it's a god, and it's of chaos and doom. And there's a lot of history behind that. Well, there is and there isn't. So we'll talk about that a bit later on. But right, so I'm going to try a bit of video editing as well, because I still want to get to Sheffield and do some videos like that, so it's a bit of a learning as I go. But I won't be editing all my videos, but you know, I'm trying to if it adds to the video, I'll always do a bit of editing. And I want to obviously do some traveling around and checking out some stuff. In fact, I'll let you into a little secret. I went to well, I drove through Lincoln recently, and that's where Shire Leatherworks is, and I was going to pop in to their shop and maybe watch him do some stuff. But funnily enough, he doesn't have a shop. That's how small this guy is, bless him, and we should support our small businesses. He's got a market stall, and didn't really fancy doing an interview in a crowded market stall, to be honest. I'm quite a shy retiring guy, so I don't know how the interviews are going to go, but I definitely want to, you know, have a knock around Sheffield, go to some workshops and stuff like that. So, right, anyway, getting back to this. So, yeah, I'm going to do a bit of editing. So we've talked about the knife itself. Let's have a look at the other makes that they do. So I'm going to put the image up here now, so you've got something to look at while I'm rabbiting on. As you can see there, this is from an old catalogue, so there's quite a few on there, but I'm just going to give you like a brief overview. So you've got this Douk-Douk, and this has got the Malaysian god of chaos and doom, and then you've got the tiki. That's the Polynesian sort of icon there, the tiki. And I think that was sort of, they're all aimed at different markets. So, and then you've got the El Baraka, which is aimed at the Muslim market. Now, we'll talk about that a bit later. I think this is the one that they probably used for the part of the dark history, and we'll talk about that a bit later on. But the El Baraka, and you can see that it's got the Turag, excuse my pronunciation, Turag cross of Agadez. I don't know, but that's aimed for the Muslims, I think, for the Muslim market. Then you've got the squirrel. That was aimed at sort of, and the one I want to get, to be honest, because it's got a nice spear point on that one, and I'm a big fan of the spear point. And that's aimed at the French and the French-Canadian market. But, I mean, they aim them at that, but then obviously they open it up to everybody. So everybody has a bit of a taste of it, don't they? So, right, hopefully that picture came up. Right, let's have a look then. So this one was, I think, first. So let's talk about the company then. The company as a whole. So the company have been going around for quite a while. I've got down here 1929. I think that's when this engraving and they created this, to be honest. But I think the company's been going a lot longer than that, and it's not a lot longer, slightly longer. So it's a family business. The current director is Pierre, so he's the grandson of Gaston, and Gaston was the guy that started the company. So it's really, you know, it's been handed down from generation to generation. And the current director, Pierre, his son is an apprentice within the company. So it's really small company. I think there's about 10 people that work in there. So really, and they're based in Le Terre, which obviously we know is sort of the French knife capital of the world, really. Not the French knife capital, that's the one. So, and you know, they've got some brilliant knives coming out there. Now, I don't know about you guys, tell me in the comment. I'm a big French knife lover. I've got a designated part of my collection for it. Opinels are kind of what got me into knife collecting. And, you know, there's a lot, and I'll probably have a lot of French knives on the channel. So, I personally think they're brilliant. Really enjoy EDCing them and collecting them. Right, so what we've done, we've talked about the knife specifications, we've talked about the history of the company and how it's still within the family. We've talked about the different models and the logos and the things that they use to it. Should we talk about the dark history of it? So, unfortunately, there is a bit of a dark history regarding this company. There was sort of Algerian rebels used this knife in northern Africa to commit crimes. I don't know if they were crimes. Well, they probably definitely were crimes to, you know, create sort of. They used it as a weapon of war, basically, between 1954 and 1962, and they used it on their own people and the French colonists at the time. So I don't think they used this one, and this is my reasoning. So the Muslims believe in one God, and that's Allah, and they wouldn't have had a God on here. So I think they used the El Baraka, but I need to work out if that came out at that time. So what they did, they obviously probably used the bigger one as well. They used to smash this with a hammer to make it a fixed blade, so that it wouldn't fold in on itself, which would make sense, wouldn't it? So they used to beat this until it was flat, so then it was a fixed blade. And the French actually banned these as a weapon of war, banned selling them. So yeah, and what they did, a bit of grisly facts here, but they used to mutilate people, chop noses off and ears, is what I've heard. So quite, like I say, really grisly past with these. But have I talked about this blade shape as well? Quickly get off that topic. But yeah, so as you can see, the blade shape is very unique. I don't know any other knife that's got this. So, and it's just a brilliant company, to be honest. And unfortunately, it has got a bit of a dark history, but history is a bit dark sometimes. It's just the way it is. But it doesn't take away from the brilliance of the knife and the craftsmanship that probably goes into making it, and the history and all the rest of it. So I'm going to carry on collecting them. Right, here's some more pictures. So they are keeping up with the times. Have a look at these. I'm going to put my finger here, so hopefully there'll be a picture there. So believe it or not, they're doing a VG10 steel of these now. The blade looks slightly different with no etching, and it comes in all these vibrant handle colours. So I think the picture I've probably got for you there, is it a green? I can't remember, but it comes in a lot of other different colours. Okay. and then I'm going to put my finger here so the picture comes down. See, I'm getting good at this editing stuff, guys. Right, and then what we'll do is, so we can talk about, this is the one I'm thinking about getting, and give me your opinion. So they do limited edition ones, and this is the peacock one. It's in a large one. It'll probably be a safe queen anyway, and I probably won't end up carrying it, and it's not legal to carry anyway, but I thought it looked really nice and something a bit special for the collection. So there's still a few of them floating around. What do you guys think? Would you have something like this in your collection? What do you think of it? It's always good to have a bit of chat about knives. And I hope you enjoy this video. I'm going to leave it on that. I think we've covered everything. And thank you, Sean T, for offering this up. I love this knife. Like I say, there's many videos on it. I hope I've added maybe something a little different. I don't know, maybe not. But obviously, they're going forward. They're keeping up with the times with that VG10 and things like that. So it's good to also put that in there. So quick one, Graham Blackall, he wanted a video on the Wrap 1 or the Wrap 2. I'll try and get that to you, buddy. And then I'm going to try and, obviously, I've got a video coming soon that I've already recorded about my vintage knives that I've been buying this year. I'm starting off with my budget. I've got a mid-range one and I've got a high one. So not too many in the high ones at the moment, and not too many in the mid-range ones. But at the moment, I've bought 8 up to now this year of really cheap vintage knives, about £20. So if you're interested in that, that'll be the next video coming up. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.